Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And I think this is supposed to be part 4. We're going to make it part 5. So, part 5 of the updated 2023 Beginner's Guide is going over what makes a unit. And I kind of already did that very, very quickly in one of the other videos. But today we're going to take a little bit deeper dive into what it takes to actually level up a unit, get them done, and what makes them good or bad in certain situations. So we're gonna look at a unit that is not fully maxed out for me because it allows you to see what you would require as far as a newer player. So this is Dark Shinsha. You can tell she's dark because she's dark attribute right here. She is a magic damage dealer, so there are specific buffs that are physical or magic, so you want to keep that in mind. She uses a fist, so if you put a dark fist on her, she gets an extra 20%. If it just happens to be a fist of any type, it's 10%. We'll go over that more in detail in a little bit. She is attack growth, so which means she has higher attack stat than the other two, being HP and defense. There are balance growth, which is a little more even spread, and there are defense characters, which have a lot higher defense and pretty bad attack stats. They are meant for, different things. Attack growth is supposed to be damage dealer units. The unique status you can see here, her basic substats, very low natural chances to crit and pierce and guard and counterattack. These can happen naturally, but don't bank on them. 2% are not great. The Suited Facility is if you place them onto a building, like we've covered in the previous video, they will get extra output. So if you want to maximize her value, then you can put her on one of these. And then leveling up units requires Magicules. A lot of Magicules, especially if you're starting out as a new player, because you're going to pull a lot of units, and you're not going to have a lot of these. So you acquire those from the training stage level up quest. And there are 3 different difficulties to these. You get a bunch of them as a first time clear for each stage. So that will definitely help you level up a lot of units. And then you can always parallel process this, auto farm it overnight, and just get a bunch more. But this is going to be your main resource as far as getting Magicules are concerned. And every single character takes the same amount, so it's a lot. I don't know how much exactly, but every single character uses Magicules. It never varies between like, a 2-star or a 3-star only needs this much versus a EX character. It only depends on what level you're actually taking them up to. So right now she's capped at 84, so any unit that has to go to 84 will take the same amount of Magicules as the next one. The ability release board is their hidden potential, I guess, in Dokkan terms. It's where you gain additional stats based on, grinding out these materials. So there are red rocks, green rocks, blue rocks, yellow rocks, and rainbow rocks, and you get these for 5 boards, technically. Now, the 5th board is locked behind dupes. So if you pull Shinsha, she's going to be at level 80, and you cannot do anything on the 5th board. But my Shinsha is 84, which means she has 1 dupe, which means I can unlock specific ones. And you can see the level requirements, 88, 96, 100 right here. So the more dupes you have, the more powerful she gets on this final board right here. The EX board is very, very special. It requires extra special big rocks, and it helps buff other things. So right here, crit damage plus 1%. This is if Isis is assigned to a battle slot. So these are substat buffs dependent on another character being with her. And then these, look normal, but they're actually either self-buffing orbs or team buffing. Increases own stats in accordance with the number of dark characters. So this is 60, 60, 180 HP per dark character that is on the fight, not including this one. So Shinsha gets, by herself, she gets, 180. But if you have 4 other dark characters, that's going to go significantly higher. And then the rainbow orbs you see here, they give you extra ult damage, and they take special rainbow orbs, all of which can be acquired from that same tab, the training tab, down here on the ability release quest. So you can see beginner, normal, and expert again have different difficulties. They have, first clear rewards, but if you click on this, you can get specifically red rocks and also rainbows. So if you need a specific colored rock because you're out of them or you want extra attack, you can farm this stage, and you also can get rainbows. Blue stage is defense with rainbows. Green is HP. with rainbows. So you have to farm each one specifically, and every single character also needs these rocks. So you're going to have to farm that stage a lot in order to level up all of your units and make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck out of this board. The EX board, honestly, is endgame kind of min-maxing content. I'm not really going to cover that right now. It's specific to certain scenarios, and you need specific builds for it to work, so I'm not going to really worry about that as a new player. It won't matter too much, and you won't really be able to get a lot of these anyway. The Awaken tab is where you would feed in your dupes to get a character up, so she is currently 5-star, she caps out at 6, you get 6 stars when you get all of her dupes. She has 1 dupe currently, that's why we have a yellow star, and in order to get the next star, we would need a summonable dupe of Shinsha, or I can use some of these 5-star shards that you get for playing the game, from clearing out shops, from missions, etc. You will get these over time through various ways, but you can use 5 of these shards to gain a level, or a dupe level, for a character. So it takes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 if you wanted to max out somebody from level 80. The old 5-star units take these rainbow shards. The new premium EX units take their own special diamond-looking shards, so they are different. So the EX characters do have their own dupe currency versus the older 5-star units that have the rainbows. So either you summon the dupe or you feed these into a unit. I really don't recommend going ham on these on everybody. These should be saved for specific units that are going to give you a really good trait, because if we go here, effect list, at level, let's see, level 4, so the first dupe right here, the first star, you get a unit trait. When your troop contains 3 or more battle characters, increases skill points by 3 every 3 turns. So if you have a unit that has no dupes in them, they do not have a trait. And we'll go down to Octagram Leon right here. So we go to Awaken, and we go to Effect List. At the first dupe, when you unleash a 6 combo attack with orange orbs, increases his own attack by 5% for the next turn. He does not have this available right now, because he does not have a dupe, right? I would need these special Octagram orbs to get him a dupe. So right now, he doesn't have a trait. You get unit traits on their first dupe, 1 star, and their third dupe, 3 stars. And the trait stays the same, it just gets a little bit better. So you get more skill points, you get extra attack, you get more protection gauge. Some units have really good traits. Some units have really bad traits, and they are not created equal. The reason why you always see me start the match with Gazel, Dark Millum, and Earth Millum is because they have a really, really, really good trait. And we'll take a look at it right here. Effect list. When your troop contains 3 or more battle characters, increases protection gauge by 11 at the start of the battle. So Gazel, Dark Millum, who we'll go find, and Earth Millum. Earth Millum being this one, and then Dark Millum being this one. They have the same trait. They start with 11 gauge at level 92, or I think 8 or something at level 84. This gets you your half bar of blue gauge that would be down here in the first fight as starting out. That is why these characters are very good. These characters need their traits for them to be efficient, but they will then become a mainstay on pretty much every team you ever run ever in the game. So they're really good with their traits. Without traits, they're not very great, but with traits they are. And then, you know, some traits give you protection gauge every 2 turns, every 3 turns, every turn for the first 3 turns. There's a bunch of different traits. You just have to kind of pick and choose who has the best one that fits your style. Generally, characters with protection traits are considered top tier as far as traits are concerned. Moving on, we have the equipment tab, which is where you'll put gear on. I'll cover gear more in depth in tomorrow's video, but obviously she uses a fist. She's a dark character, so equipping her with a dark fist means that she gets an extra 20% attack increase, and then the armor is kind of the same. Everyone has armor, but they can be meta-specific, so I want a dark jacket on her in order to get a massive 10% buff. So when equipped by a dark character, increases defense by 10%. And then we have the accessory, which are generic. Like, they don't really care what you're on. But they do give different types of buffs. Stun evasion, binding evasion. Down here is poison evasion. This is frostbite evasion. So generally, the stun and the poisons are probably the best picks as far as what you should be building towards. You can interchange them, though. And then the skills. This is a list of everything that they do as far as a unit in the battle. So we have their ult, their damage. They may have a secondary effect on their ult. And then we have their skills, battle skills. They're 2 skills that every unit has in the game that it can use at any point during the fight. This one is a damage support skill, dark attack by 50%. After 8 turns, it becomes 70%, and then lowers dark resistance. So obviously, this unit is built for helping a dark-focused team. So if you try and put this on a light unit, it's not going to do anything. So it's very team-specific. The second skill decreases all targets' crit resistance until the end of battle by 5%, unlimited. You can use this skill as many times as you have points, and they will get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, etc. Crit resistance down, which can be useful. And also gives you extra skill points on every single orb at a cap of 100%. So you can use this a lot, and you can get extra points on all your orbs while stacking crit resistance down. So that's a very good support skill right there. The Valor trait is only useful in Valor Cup, which is the AI PvP area. Again, we'll cover that probably a couple videos from now. It's not really something you should totally focus on right now. It does get better with dupes, just like normal traits. And then here's her trait. You can see that we have the normal trait, skill points by 3 every 3 turns, and then the trait plus 5 points every 3 turns. And it can be obtained when awakening the character to 5-star stage 3, 3 dupes. If you get a character to 6-star, they get an extra effect. So crit resistance down effect on secret skill increases to 10%, because right now it's currently at 5 up here. Okay, cool, whatever. And then we have their EX board, which again, we don't really worry about right now. So that is a unit. All of their enhancements and leveling up materials are going to come from pretty much this training tab. You have Magicules for their levels. You have gold for their gear. You have ability release quests for their ability boards. Predator battles are what's going to give you the skill enhancement materials to level up said skills from level 1 to level 10. This is a twice a day thing, and you've got to make sure you do it every single day, because if not, you're losing out on valuable enhancements. And again, you do get a first time clear, and you get quite a bit of them. So make sure to do this every day. Alongside this Predator battle, every month during the meta, there is a meta Predator battle right here, where it gives you circle skills enhancements, which are generic. You can use them for any type of skill, because if you go back to the old Predator battle, you can see that they are broken up by soul, body and spirits, defense, and attack skills. So these are specifically for attack skills, defensive skills, mostly healing skills or kind of special things. And these are generally orb changing and other kind of supports. So each one, takes their own. You can use others, but they're less effective. So if we go back to companions, and we go down to a unit that I know I don't have maxed out, Chloe. Alright, before we talk about our darling little Chloe, I should probably go over how to actually level up a skill and what that entails, the requirements, because I don't think I really go about into too much detail on that, and I feel like I probably should. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and I have made this handy dandy little thing right here for everyone to take a look at. So leveling up a skill. So for skill levels 1 to 4, because every skill starts out at level 1 and can cap out at level 10. And as you go up in those skill ranks, the skill gets better, whatever effect it's buffing. So if it's an attack buff, the attack percentage will go higher. If it's something like an orb change, maybe the gauge increase gets higher. Something happens to make the skill better as you level it up. So between skill levels 1 through 4, you need 5 of these silver materials. And this is your very basic start of game kind of material. You'll get a lot of these as time goes on. And this is counting if you use the same type of enhancement for the same type of skill. So it takes 5 of these defense skills to level up a defense skill, or defense enhancements to level up a defense skill. It takes 5 of these stars to level up a star shape, and so forth and so forth. The circles are generic. They will level up any skill at the premium rate. So if we take a look at, maybe not Chloe, because we're going to talk about her in a second. Let's go talk about another low unit. Let's do Kenya. Right, Kenya. So Kenya has this hexagon, 2 hexagons actually. So he has 2 of these skills, and they're level 7. Well, in order to level this skill up, we would have had to use 5 of these soul reincarnation enhancements, if that's what you want to call it. But we would have had to use these 5 magic enhancements to do that. And by doing that, the effect goes up. So his effect is he gives all Soul Divine Protection gauges increased by 7. So he gets blue orbs, you get a 7% increase to your gauge. And that started probably at around 4 or 5%, and it got a little bit better as it got leveled up. Now, you'll get a lot, like I said, you'll get a lot of these in the early game from the Predator battles and the shops and just playing the game naturally. They're easy to come by, so you only need 5 of them. That's pretty good. And alongside leveling it up, you also get a 5-point reduction in the actual cost of using the skill. So, Kenya, his skill is 15 right now at level 7. That's as cheap as it's going to get. But it used to be 25. So what happened is that when I leveled it up from 1 to 4, it became a 20-point skill. And then going to level 7 became a 15-point skill because you get another 5-point reduction right here that we'll talk about in a second. So every skill, no matter where it starts out at, will get a 10-point reduction. So if we go to Megamine right here, she has a pretty hefty skill cost right here with 80. This used to be 90. It used to be a 90-point skill at level 1, and it used to only give like 60 or 70% ult damage right here. And then it got better, or maybe it gave you a magic attack. I can't remember because it's been so long. But one of these green numbers was lower and got higher as you leveled up the skill. So these are your very basic ones, level 1 to 4, only 5 of them. It's fairly cheap. Once you want to go from level 5 to level 7, you need 14 of these gold level ones, and this is again assuming you're using the same shape for the same type of skill, or you're using a circle because they're generic for everything. But the benefit of that is that your effect goes up and you get another 5-point cost reduction. So you'll find these throughout Predator battles. Even on like the high-end Predator battles, you'll still get a lot of golds. You'll still get some silvers as well, but you're going to need a lot more because it's a higher cost. 14 of these versus 5 is pretty hefty. So early game players, you'll get a lot of your skills to level 4 pretty easily, and then you'll pretty much hold there. And then for your 14, you're going to want to save these golds for your really important units that are doing a lot of good things with that skill. You don't want to just burn these off on stupid skills that aren't that good. You want to save them and level the ones up that are very important to the team, because along with getting the cost reduction and more points, it's harder to get these because you need 14 of them per skill, and each unit has 2. So technically you need 28 if you want to get a unit up to level 7 completely. But you also get another 5-point reduction. So now you're at the full cost lowering value, so a 90-point skill is now 80, a 25-point skill is now 15, so forth and so forth. That's how math works. And then, towards the end of the game, and the high-level Predator battles, you'll start getting these rainbow ones, and these will be very hard to come by, and you'll pretty much always be out of these, especially if you're a newer player that's pulling a lot of units left and right, and you have a lot of units to level up. It's going to take a while to get those units leveled up, just like it's going to take gear a long time to gear your units. The same thing will apply to this, but if you continue playing the game as you go forward, you will get more of these. You'll get them a lot for free from the shops and events and rewards, and it'll become easier as you have less and less units to do this towards. But level 8 to 10, you need another 14, but now they're rainbow, which is going to take a long while, because again, they don't drop that often, and you get the maximum effect of the skill. And again, the 14 is referring as if you're using the same enhancement type for the same type of skill, or circles, because circles are, again, generic for every type of thing. So, if we go look at a unit that I don't have leveled up, where's Kenya? Where'd he go? So Kenya, his skills are level 7, right? They're 15 and 15, that's the lowest cost they're going to be. However, this 7% can go higher, because I'm only at level 7, so we wanted to enhance that. We would need 14 of these, and I only have 13, which means I'd have to use one of the circles. So 14 of these, and it would be level 10, and I get an extra 3% on this little buff right here. Now, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want the skill to be leveled up, because I don't use Kenya for anything, but that's essentially how it works. If I wanted to use some of the other ones, right, 9 of these only gets me to level 9, and then I need 10 of these, and it still doesn't get me there, so that's already 19. I need, what, 21 of these to get this maxed out versus 14, so that is why it's a lot better just to use the same type ones, because it is vastly cheaper, and you want to save these ones for the skills that actually need these types of enhancement items. But that should be a pretty basic overview of how to at least level them up and the benefits of leveling it up. So now let's go back to the original video and talk about whatever I do with Chloe. Skill right here. So level 7's right here. She has the star, the body, and spirit. It's a healing skill, and she has 2 of them actually. So if we try to enhance that, we can use the rainbows right here, and it gets you 1.5 times more bonus. You can use the other ones, but it doesn't give you as much. So you really want to make sure you pair the correct one, or you use the generic circles, because it'll give you the same amount as whatever one is most efficient. You could also use lower tier ones. It does take a lot, and it takes Magicules as well, like 140 of these to go up 3 levels. So, be careful with that. But Predator battles can do that. The meta Predator battle every month will give you the generic ones to use to level up your units. And then the ability board down here. I think, that's about it as far as getting a unit at least leveled up and everything. So gold, Magicules, ability board, skill enhancements. The gear we'll talk about tomorrow. But, I think that'll do it. There's also these shops for event shops that happen every month with the new meta that you can also buy enhancement stuff. So you can buy rocks, you can buy grindstones, materials, cores. You can buy limited amount of skill enhancements from here as well. Just by playing the meta event, you get this currency. So if we go into the actual event itself, limited time, Halloween nights, and we click into here, and we click on special effect and twist details, you get this little candy. Every time you beat it, you get some candy, and you can take that candy currency and then buy things that you may need from the event shop, which can help you out, like everything we just talked about. There are limited time ones that are discounted, so that's why these are 0 left, but they only cost 50 versus the ones down here that are 150. So they do give you a slight discount on some things, and they can make you pay full price. But don't forget to spend your currency in the shop. This is also where you'll level up the free-to-play unit, the Protector, every month. This is where you'll get a 5-star shard, a blueprint for a building, and a free multi from this currency every month. So, and this is for the meta banner. So these are very important tickets that you want to make sure you get, but you get it from playing the event, which can then get you other level up items. So that is it for, I think, the level up video. I never have a script for these. I'm always going off the seat of my pants. Well, I guess, so we can explain that really fast. So every month, there's a free-to-play, 2 free-to-play units you get. A Protector and a Battle unit. For this month of October of 2023, the free-to-play Battle unit is Ranga. And you get Ranga dupes from clearing Beatdown Battle and from his own Beatdown Battle shop. So, and then you can get everything except the Magicules and stuff and the ability boards. Everything that you get for him is free to get. And then you also get a free-to-play Protector, which this month is Regard. So you saw that we got the Regard enhancement stuff from that event shop. If we go into the Beatdown Battle shop down here, we get all the stuff for Ranga. So you do have to farm Beatdown Battle quite a bit in order to get these dupes. And then you gotta farm the monthly event to get the stuff for Regard. But I think that'll cover it for now. Let me know if you have any additional questions on leveling up a unit. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.